Here's the silver bullet that the Buccaneers have, and I've been trying to find out whether or not this process has been initiated, and I can't get anyone to answer me one way or the other. They may be trying to set the foundation to put him on what they call the reserve left squad list.
Yeah,
now,
right.
Once you're on that list, you're shut down for the year, and you cannot play for anyone else. It's over. It's done. That's why it's always better to to not show up for training camp if you're a holdout than to show up and leave. Because once you're present, once you're under the umbrella and you walk out the door, they can initiate a protocol that results in you being unable to play for anyone for the balance of the year. And what happens is they send what they call the 5-day letter. It's a letter that says you have abandoned the team and you have 5 days to come back. And if you don't come back in 5 days, we're going to put you on the reserve left squad list. And that would be the way to shut him down. And, of course, you need 5 days. And we're on day 4. Now, I don't know when they sent the letter, if they even did. I'm trying to find out if they even did. But if you do send that letter and he doesn't return within 5 days, and he was officially listed yesterday as not practicing, not injury-related, personal reasons. So, I mean, he didn't show up. He wasn't there yesterday. For all I know, he hasn't returned to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. If they're trying to set this up, that is the one thing. That is the best way. That is the most clear and obvious way to keep him from playing for anyone else this year. And that may be...
Is that where he's supposed to show up? Is that like what you're saying there? Or?
Yeah. That it basically, hey, you've left the team. Well, and that would, and it would potentially result in a grievance over whether or not he left the team or he's kicked off the team.
Yeah, is it legally binding for the ref?
I'm off the team.
Yeah,
right.
Is it legally binding to say you're cut and that means you're actually cut? Like, does that mean that? Yeah. I know.
That would be the subject of the grievance.
Right.
And look, the benefit for the Bucs here is while that process would be unfolding, clock is ticking, days are passing, teams are getting ready for playoff games, and there's no Antonio Brown there to play for them. So you're just running out the clock on his ability to land with another team. And there will be a point where, teams that may be monitoring the situation say, this is taking too long.
We need to get him in here. He's got to learn the offense.
That may be it.
You're right. It could be just a delay tactic, a stall tactic. Maybe that is what it. Either way, I think we're getting to the point again still where, we realize there's an injury, but it seems like the Bucs are still doing this at the end of the day to make sure he's not on one of these Super Bowl contenders, and they got to deal with him. That's really what it comes down to, at least in my eyes. And what I. Again, with Antonio Brown, I just get back down to the nitty-gritty of just like, cut and cage. But what are you being caged from? I don't understand. I thought we were having surgery. I thought so. That's where it is a little weird, and hopefully we'll get some developments here in this story in the next day or two.
Well, and you know what? If he is released and he ends up with another team, I assume that the statement will go along the lines of, my ankle really is bothering me, but I am so committed to my craft, and I'm going to find a way to play through it and get through this season and contribute to a team. I mean, Terrell Owens played in the Super Bowl with a broken ankle that hadn't completely healed yet. People play injured all the time. Mm-hmm. And last point, because I've been asked this question. Because when you've got two versions that are so diametrically opposed, you're looking for anything you can, any objective evidence that will push the needle one way or the other. And when you have Antonio Brown claiming that Bruce Arians came over and shouted, "You're done," and did this, will there be video evidence of it?
Yeah.
Well, we know that there are cameras all over the place at these games. And everyone is Big Brother too, but I don't know that during a game somebody's going to have their cell phone out and they're going to be monitoring the events on the sideline for whatever may happen to be captured that could be used later. But all those NFL Films cameras, we got to remember who owns and operates those cameras. It's not Antonio Brown. It's the NFL. And so if there is any footage that would be harmful to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, we ain't going to see it.
No.
We're not going to see it. We're only going to see it if it's helpful to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and that's just reality because NFL Films is the NFL. The NFL owns NFL Films. They are not going to leak, release, whatever, anything that would be harmful to the Buccaneers, unless, of course, it's a John Gruden situation and they just want to get Bruce Arians fired. But there's no reason to think that that's at play here. So
right.
the absence of any visual evidence of a throat slash gesture by Arians to Brown, which would really push things in Brown's direction if it were out there, the fact that we don't have it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. They're never going to show it to us if it does. I firmly believe that.
Yeah, no, I do too. You said it right. I mean, the Bucs are the NFL. They're 132nd or 30, whatever the hell you say there, of the league. They're going to side with that. Yeah, okay. They're going to side with the team there. They're not going to side with the player. They don't want to cause more problems for one of their organizations and one of the top organizations in the sport right now.
Except for the Raiders.
Well, yeah. Well, yeah, I think that was, a little different, and there was some probably other issues at play there too. But, yeah, I agree with you in that statement there, that you're not going to see NFL films if it's favoring Antonio Brown's story, release this and go, hey, look, Antonio was right. Bruce did cut him and throat slash. There's no way that's happening.
Yeah, Antonio Brown's been a major pain in the NFL's ass, too, frankly.
Yes.
So they're not going to try to help Antonio Brown. From the helmet situation, when they were trying to get him to wear one of the approved helmets, and it was a big to-do there that they had to waste their time on, personal conduct policy violations, extended investigations, they're not going to do anything to help Antonio Brown. Anything at all. So if there is video of it, the only way we're going to get it is from somebody who would have been at the game and who just so happened to be aiming their cell phone at the sideline at the moment that it happened. There's going to be a Zapruder film out there at best. At best.
Yeah.
And, hey, now that everyone knows that that's what we're looking for, people may go back and scour. I shot a video of the sideline. I was just screwing around. My phone was on. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe something will pop up today. You never know what's going to happen next in the National Football League.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.